Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, continuing our Ayodhya yatra, um, I was talking about Chitrakuta yatra. So many beautiful leelas have happened in Chitrakuta, as I was mentioning. So, because Lord Rama wanted to keep it confidential, not much is spoken about it openly or known about these Madhurya Leela pastimes of Shri Sita and Ram in Chitrakoot. Then one may ask, how is it that we are getting to hear about all this? So, one is through Shastra, that is, Valmiki himself has compiled what is known as Brihad Ramayana, that is the Grantha. And also, it is said that through the tradition, many of these little known facts are passed on through the generations. And that is how, even to this day, there are many saints who live in the forests of Chitrakuta who completely dedicated their lives for the service of Lord Ram. They also have some of the inside information. And also, this, in order to eulogize the importance of hearing through the parampara, there is one well-known story about it in this connection. So once it is said that Valmiki Maharshi asks Hanuman, since he had visited Ashokavana in order to find Sita, and then he later met Sita Devi there and all that, and he asks him, so what was the color of the flowers that were in the Ashoka Vatika around Sita Devi? So then Hanuman mentions that the color of the flower was red. But Valmiki Maharshi says, no, it was not red, it was white. Then Hanuman said, no, I have seen it with my own eyes. So he goes back, he checks, and again comes. So then he said, no, I was there very much. It is red. Then they say that, okay, now let us check with Sita Devi, because she was also there. So when they ask Sita Devi, she says, no, it's neither white nor red, it is actually blue. Now, the confusion has only got more deeper. So how do we resolve it? So then they approach Lord Rama himself, and they present their own, each one of their case. And Lord Rama says, yes, indeed, the flowers there are white in color, but because Hanuman was very angry with Ravana and his atrocities against Mother Sita, he saw everything red. And Sita Devi was burning in the fire of separation from me. For her, everything looked blue because she was always thinking of me. So the flowers she thought was blue, but the actual information as it is coming down through the parampara is being presented by Valmiki Maharshi. Even though he was physically not present, but because he has heard through the Guru Parampara, the information has come down without any change. So, also to be noted that this was the important pastime during which when Hanuman has he goes to Ashoka Vatika and he finds Mother Sita, and then he speaks to her about how Lord Sri Rama has been looking for her and everything. And then, but if he has to go back to Lord Rama and relate to him whatever has happened, that he found Mother Sita, then naturally he would like to present some evidence corroborating to it and establishing that yes, he indeed met Mother Sita. So Sita Devi gives him her Chudamani, and she also gives him some of the Leelas that nobody ever knew, that only Sita and Ram knew. So that Hanuman can narrate it all to Lord Rama, and then he will actually get confidence in the words of Hanuman. So therefore, she actually narrates the pastime where it was towards the tail end of their Leelas in Chitrakuta. I think I had already mentioned it in the previous session that Indra's son, Jayanta, comes in the form of a crow, unable to make up his mind or believe whether this person is actually the Supreme Lord himself, on seeing Lord Rama. So he tries to peck on Sita Devi's chest, and it starts bleeding. And so Lord Rama tries to punish him. So this incident was related to Sita Devi, and along with it, we were told many other incidents or leelas, confidential leelas were also shared by her to Hanuman, so she can relate it to Lord Rama. So also, there is a very beautiful another pastime that we heard from our strong devotee there. So in the Chitrakuta Leela, once Lord Rama sees, looks at some cows passing by, and he starts smiling. And Sita Devi notices that, and she inquires from him, what was that? Why did you smile that way? So what's the matter? So Rama tries to just brush it aside, and he says, no, nothing like that. Then but she will not believe it. She said, no, there must be something to it. Why did you look at the cows like that, and why were you smiling? You should please tell me what is going on in your mind. So Lord Rama tells her that I was actually thinking about my avatara in the 28th Chaturyuga, Dwapar Yuga, wherein I will come as Sri Krishna, and I will be tending the cows, and I'll have various leelas related to the cows. That's why I was smiling. And Sita Devi was very intrigued, and she says, wow, really? I would also like to have a darshan of that form of yours. Can you please show me that form of yours as Balagopala? Lord Rama says, no, that's going to happen in the future. How can I show you that? Sita Devi says, you are the Supreme Lord. You can do anything you want. So please don't deny darshan of that beautiful form of yours. I would really like to see. Please show me. So because of her, constant insistence, then Lord Rama says, all right, what I will do is I will sculpt that image of Sri Krishna on this rock, so you can take a look at it. So Sita Devi is very happy. And then Lord Rama very expertly sculpts. He starts sculpting from I mean, each and every parts of the body, and then almost the whole sculpture or the whole form will be done. Uh, Only the eyes will be missing. So Sita Devi says, wow, very nice. But why haven't you completed it? Why haven't you completed the sculpting the form with its, sculpting its eyes? So Lord Rama says, you just wanted to take a look at this form. So that's why I have sculpted it. But now if I sculpt the eyes, then the form will become a complete deity. Then, it will come to life because eyes are the life. And then you can't leave it aside like that. You have to start worshipping the deity, with all the different rules and regulations. So that's why I have not completed it. So Sita Devi says, very well, I would love to do that. And I would love to see the entire form in its completion. And I would love to, um, worship the deity. I will do everything it requires. You don't worry about it. Then Lord Rama says, all right, then I will show you the form. So he sculpts the eyes, and immediately the form will come to life, and it will be as good as a deity. And Sita Devi um, will be so much attracted by its beautiful form, and she immediately starts, um, you know, performing all sorts of worship, giving the deity different types of offerings. Of course, whatever offerings she could gather from the forest, flowers, fruits, and all that. So this way, this will go on for a long time, for many years. She'll be worshipping the deity happily. And then a day arrives when Lord Rama calls Sita Devi and he'll tell her about their future plans. So he'll tell her, so see, we are going to soon be moving out of this place. And then, because one of the main missions have come is to also, annihilate the demons. So that means there'll be a lot of disturbances and you won't be able to carry on the worship the way you're doing now. So we can't take the deity along with us. So better we leave it here. And then we will go ahead. Sita Devi will be very much reluctant. She'll be like, no, no, I want to take this deity with me wherever I go. I have no problem. I will continue worshipping this beautiful deity. Lord Rama says, no, 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 that won't be possible because you um, are not going to be there with me, and everything, there'll be a lot of disturbance created by the demons. So finally, she will agree, and Lord Rama will say, so now we have to make some arrangement for the deity worship to go on. It should not be stopped. So he invites Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So Lord Brahma and Shiva will happily take up the deity worship responsibility. So Brahma will worship throughout the day and Lord Shiva will worship throughout the night. So this way, Lord Rama and Sita, they will move on from Chitrakuta, but this beautiful Gopala deity will still be there and its worship will go on. And after a very long time, after many years, or probably even yugas, if I'm not mistaken, when Brahma and Lord Shiva, they'll be continuing the worship. But one fine day, a king and a queen from Orissa who would have come also for Tirtha Yatra, and they would have come for the darshan of Chitrakoot. They would be taking, darshans of various deities, and then they'll arrive at this place. And as soon as the queen takes the darshan of this beautiful deity of Gopala, she literally falls in love with it, and she'll become so attracted and attached to it, and she will find it impossible to break away from the deity, and she will tell the king, "Oh king, I'm very much attracted to this deity. Either we take this deity along with us to our place, or I will just stay here with the deity." King says, "Oh, how can that be? Now we can't live here. We have our kingdom to take care of, so we have to go." So then they will ask uh, the permission, they'll request Lord Brahma and Shiva, uh, if it is okay for them to take the deity to their place, and they will continue the worship there. But now Lord Brahma and Shiva, they are not very much willing to give up the deity worship either. So finally they consult Lord Rama, and then Lord Rama tells them that, yes, it is good. I was also waiting for this day, and I had called you both, namely Lord Brahma and Shiva, to take charge of the deity worship till the king and the queen arrived. So now that they have arrived, so you can transfer the worship to them, and they will take care of the deity nicely. So you may resume your other responsibilities. So this way the matter will be resolved. Then finally the king and the queen take the deity with them, and so we hear that it is the same deity that later came to be known as Kshira Chora Gopinath. So till date we see this very famous deity in Orissa, and so this is apparently the same deity that Lord Rama had himself sculpted. So this is also one of the beautiful pastimes that happened in Chitrakuta. So the glories of Chitrakuta are so beautiful and amazing. So, and Chitrakuta, as I had already mentioned previously, how Bharata, who came with heavy responsibility of taking on the blame from everyone, even without not having committed any uh, crime, or and without not having done anything wrong, he was being blamed for having sent Lord Rama away to the forest. So he came to Chitrakuta with that kind of a heavy burden, but then he surrendered all that at the lotus feet of Lord Rama, and he, while leaving from there, because Lord Rama agreed for his uh, proposal to become the king of Ayodhya, which was made with so much love that so Lord Rama finally agrees to return back after 14 years. So until then, Bharata would carry on the uh, rule of the kingdom on his behalf. Therefore, Bharata now takes Lord Rama's padukas or sandals on his head. So he took the burden of that weight of Lord Rama's padukas, indicating that, similarly, we also have to, when we go to Chitrakoot, we come with all our anarthas. When we surrender to the Lord there, we go back uh, with the weight of uh, love for the Lord, in the sense that because of our love for the Lord, we will carry on our lives dedicating everything to the Lord and just living for His sake. So that is the lesson we learn from Chitrakuta. And also, it is said that If people come with any kind of a family disputes, everything will be soon resolved. And also, Lord Sri Rama himself, uh, because he took on the form of that um, hill, sacred hill of Kamadagiri in Chitrakuta, just like Lord Krishna uh, took on the form of Govardhan, Lord Rama also took on the form of Kamadagiri. So he's also known as Kamadanatha, Kamtanatha. So that means he's the Lord who fulfills everyone's desires. So whoever goes there takes darshan, especially of the Swambhu, the deity or the Shila of Kamadagiri, and who sees, takes darshan of the eyes of the deity, all our desires will be fulfilled, is what they say. Especially on an Ekadashi day, if we go there, happen to go there and take darshan of the Lord's Sri Sitaram, will forever stay in our hearts. So by Lord's mercy and somehow by the will of Providence, we also happened to go there on Ekadashi. We did the parikrama of Chitrakuta, the Kamadagiri, and then we happened to chant a little bit. And so we were hoping that the Lords will also bless us with Krishna Prema. So after Chitrakuta, after the parikrama, of course, we happened to visit few other places. As I already mentioned, Bharat Kupa, Bharat Milap, and Lakshman Pahadi were within that parikrama. Then after Bharat Kupa, we happened to visit the place of Anasuya Devi. Anasuya Devi was the very chaste wife of Atri Muni, and who became the mother of the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. And so Vishnu came in the form of Dattatreya, Shiva came in the form of Durvasa Muni, and Brahma came in the form of Chandra. So she had acquired such great powers because of her Pativrata Dharma, and Sita and Lord Ram, when they visited this ashrama, Anasuya Devi, she spoke to Sita Mata elaborately on the principles of Sati Dharma or Pativrata Dharma, and she'll also give her the gift of brilliant jewelry. So it'll be like divine, transcendental jewelry that will never fade. And she would also give divine clothing or the garments that Sita Devi could wear, by wearing which the garments and the jewelry, one would forever look very youthful. So Sita Devi happily accepts it, and she wears these, and she continues her journey through the forest. So that is why when Ravana abducts Mother Sita, she is said to have dropped these jewelry on the way, which later on will be recovered by the Vanaras. So, because she would have already given up all her jewelry and royal clothing in the palace of Ayodhya, but then these special jewelry were gifted to her by Mother Anusuya. So we see Mandakini River, very, very beautiful and pious Mandakini River flowing by the ashrama. And as we go along the course of the river, we also find a place known as Janhavi Kunda, where Sita Devi is supposed to have taken bath, and there is a footprint also imprinted on one of the rocks there. So another beautiful thing about Chitrakuta Dham is that I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous session. So in the particular Leela of Bharat Milap, where Bharata meets Lord Rama, and pours his heart out and um, implores Lord Rama to come back, with so much love. So, because of this loving exchange between the Lord and his devotee, it is said that uh, the Chitrakuta, the stones, especially the Kamadagiri, the the mountain there, made of stone, actually melted. So therefore, we can see in many, many places the footprints and different imprints of the lords there. Um, and in one place, we could also see the imprints of Lord Rama's lotus footprint and Kamadhenu cow's footprint. And when we proceeded on to another place, there also we saw it is known as Ram Shaya, as the name suggests. That's the place where Lord Rama and Mother Sita had rested. And so we can actually see impressions on the rock. One can make out, when there is, and a person sleeps uh, on a surface, how there'll be some certain impression. So we could see, so they have marked those impressions as that of Sita Devi's and that of Lord Rama. And next to the Lord Rama's impression is also the impression of his bow. So after this, we also took darshan of the beautiful caves, inside which the pious Godavari river takes its birth. So it is the Ugamasthana of Godavari Nadi. It is known as Gupta Godavari because it's very much hidden and it's somewhere inside the cave. And there is also a small um, pond there where Sita Devi would have bath. So one of the caves is very, very nice and big. Some say it is later on been developed that way. It was not originally not that way. So that particular pond there is also known as Sita Kunda because Mother Sita would take her bath there. And it is said that this cave was also the staying place of Rama and Sita Devi when they were heading out of Chitrakuta. So they had to stay there for a while. So this Chitrakuta Dham is a big area, which actually covers half of it is actually in Uttar Pradesh, and other half is part of Madhya Pradesh as well. So it's a big area. And so we also went on to this place called as Hanuman Dhara. So that is the place where we have to go up the hill, and this is a small stream of nice, cool water, sweet water that's gushing out through a rock. And it was originally made to, fall right onto the heart of Hanuman deity, like a sleeping deity there. And this is said to have been made by Lord Rama just to appease Hanuman, who had returned from Ayodhya after, who had returned from Lanka after burning the city of Lanka. So his entire body was so hot. And then he created this small stream with very cooling water and which is purifying too. So that's why it is known as Hanuman Dhara. And little above that, right on the same hill, what is called as Sita Ki Rasoi. So they show us a small, like a place inside a cave, which is said to have been the kitchen of Mother Sita with a small stove kind of a thing there. But then some also say that the local saints do not agree with that. They say it is all made up once because Sita Devi and Lord Ram would subsist on the local fruits and berries available in the forest. So where was the need for her to cook? So anyway, so the whole place was really very, very beautiful and mesmerizing. And also there was another place in Chitrakuta that we had visited the previous night. Uh, it is known as Ram Ghata. That is also on the bank of Payaswini Nadi. And so there is a very holy, very famous Shiva temple, Shiva Linga. So it is said that just like we have Gopeshwar Mahadev in Vrindavan, who is the Dham Rakshaka, the protector of the Dham, here also Lord Shiva protects this Chitrakuta Dham. So people go there to take darshan of Lord Shiva and then go around doing the parikrama of Chitrakuta Dham. So after Chitrakuta, we continued our yatra. So when we are heading out, so we happened to come across Valmiki Ashrama. I think I already mentioned. It was on top of a very steep hill with so many steps. There is a small temple of Valmiki Maharshi. Lord Rama is said to have met him there. Yes, Mataji? I think I mentioned it, right? Yeah. So then after our Chitrakuta darshan, we went to Prayagraj. So Prayagraj is also known as Tirtharaj because he's the king of all the tirthas, because we have Triveni Sangama there, where three most pious rivers, namely Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, they meet there. So this confluence, so Saraswati, of course, is known as Guptagamini. She is not manifest anymore. They say she runs underneath, and she's not really visible. But then, so the whole confluence there is, eulogized in so many shastras and Puranas. And also, we all know that during the time of Kumbh Mela, drops of Amrita actually is manifest there in this Triveni Sangama. So thousands and thousands of people flock to take their Tirtha Snana. So we also took our dip, did our Tirtha Snana there. And another important aspect of Prayagraj is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited there, and he has taught us that along with taking the dip in the holy Triveni Sangama, one should take darshan of Veni Madhava deity, who he is actually the Kshetrapala. So it's the Lord's temple. If one does not take darshan of Lord Veni Madhava, then our whole yatra of Prayaga is said to be incomplete. So therefore, we also took the darshan there, Veni Madhava, and we could also see that Mahaprabhu's footprints and I don't know, few of his insignia or symbols were also established there in the temple, and he happened to do Harinam Sankirtan and danced and chanted in ecstasy there. And there's also a famous Hanuman temple there close by. And we also visited ISKCON Prayagraj, which is very much on the bank of Yamuna Ghat. So very nice and very holy atmosphere. And then after Prayag, we continued our yatra. The next day we visited Kashi. So one of the most famous and um, ancient tirthas. So we all know people flock in great numbers to take darshan of Kashi Vishwanath or Lord Shiva's temple there. And famously, people from for ages um, have always had a desire to leave their body in this purifying dham of Kashi because of the fact that Lord Shiva very mercifully um, is said to chant Lord Rama's holy name, Taraka Brahmanam. So Lord Rama's name, he said to chant in the ears of those pious souls who leave their body there. So by hearing Lord Rama's name, that too from the lotus mouth of Lord Shiva, one is guaranteed, liberation, especially unto Vaikuntha Dham. So there, alongside of Ganga River, there's so many ghats there. Each and every ghat has a different significance and a story behind it. In our boat ride, sometimes we get a chance that the boatman will mention some of these. And there is also this very important Harishchandra Ghat, which is very famous. That is where many of the corpses are are burnt. And this goes back to so many ages before, where uh, Raja Harishchandra, who was so famous, and he went through so many trials in life, and he was like a emblem who upheld the truth, no matter what he went through in life. So he came to be known as Satya Harishchandra. So he uh, happened to be in such a situation in life that he was forced to take on uh, uh, the profession of as, burning the dead bodies and taking care of the graveyard there. So that is why it is famous as Harishchandra Ghat. Then in Kashi too, there is also this Bindu Madhava temple. There is also famous as one of the first Vishnu temples there, and in Kashi Kshetra. Unfortunately, Aurangzeb has invaded, and he had demolished the original temple. Now smaller temple has been built next to it, but in the original temple's place still stands a mosque that was erected by Aurangzeb. And so in this Bindu Madhava temple, we took darshan, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had also taken darshan, one of the most ancient Vishnu temples of Kashi, is what we were told. And we also went on to the Kala Bhaireshwaram temple and Annapurna Devi temple. So in Annapurna Devi temple, they have this Akhanda Prasada Seva, because Annapurna Devi is another form of Parvati who is famous for feeding everyone prasad. And so that's how we went around taking darshans. And in Kashi, and we also got the darshan of Ganga Devi's Arti, Ganga Arti, the famous Ganga Arti of Varanasi. And so from Varanasi, we went on to go to Gaya. So there are two Gayas. One is the Vishnupada Gaya. So that is where there is a famous temple which has Lord Vishnu's lotus feet imprinted on a rock. It is still there, is being worshipped. And so this story of Gayasura dates back to so many yugas before, when Gayasura was a demon. Although being a demon, he had done such austere and intense tapasya, and had got a boon that he can easily attain. Whoever even worships him, what to speak of others, what to speak of himself, even others, by worshipping him, if I'm not mistaken, so will also be liberated. So therefore, this demon, even though he had committed so many sinful activities, uh, he was in no way qualified for liberation. So how could he get liberated and make others also get liberated? So therefore, in order to save, um, this disaster happened, Lord Vishnu came and he pressed this demon into the depths of the earth with his lotus feet, so that he will not create any more disaster. And so this demon vanished into the depths of the earth, going unnoticed by anyone. But Lord Vishnu's lotus footprint got embedded on a rock. So that rock is still preserved and worshipped. But then this Gayasura, and therefore the name of the place also goes after him as Gaya. But because there is Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, it's called as Vishnu Padagaya. So Gayasura prays to Lord Vishnu that now that he's been pushed down into the earth, he will not be able to access any kind of food or water. So how can he survive? So then Lord Vishnu gives him a boon that whoever comes to this Gaya and offers the Pindadana and does the Shraddha Kriya for his ancestors, and this Pindadana is done to, so it is done to the Lord's deity there, but it will be transferred to Gayasura. So therefore, he will not be bereft of food and water, but at the same time, whoever comes and does this offering, their ancestors will also be liberated. So this was the boon, and it is also said that the day people stop offering the Pindadana, that day the demon will actually come out from the depths of the earth. So after that, we moved on to Bodh Gaya, where it is said to be the birthplace of Lord Buddha. So, but there's always a controversy as to whether there was another Buddha who was not the real Lord Vishnu avatar. So that we have to be careful. There was one, just like there is Kapila Deva, there are two Kapilas. One is the Vishnu avatar Kapila. He taught Sankhya Yoga, in relation to Bhakti Yoga. But the other Kapila taught atheistic philosophy. So anyway, in the Bodh Gaya, there is the Bodhi Vriksha, the tree under which Buddha meditated and said to have got enlightenment. And so there are so many Buddha temples there from different countries, and from Tibet, from Bhutan, from Japan, so many countries. And so that's more of a tourist place and not much of a Tirtha Yatra for us. So anyway, we just happened to see all this on our way back. So that ends our yatra. So it was a 9 day, 8 nights total yatra. So it was really memorable. And thank you all for also patiently hearing. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.